We are back, folks. This is your boy Slim Duckey. Off to my close left is DJ Money.
Yeah.
And off to my far left is my boy Dos Uno.
Dos.
And this is a Not Up for Discussion podcast.
Yo, it was lit Sunday. Lit, bro.
Oh, man, we got to get that video for Saturday.
I know, Sunday.
Please tell me, everything that we saw was captured. Please tell me this.
I haven't been able to check the video.
No.
I mean, I've seen little blippets of me walking through and stuff going on, but I mean, you got to remember, like, I didn't get everything.
No.
But besides, what was that Saturday night we went?
That was Saturday night.
Sunday was lit, bro. What we had, was it LeBron's decision?
Oh, man, that came in. World shook.
What else happened Sunday? There was some. Power came on.
Oh yeah, I
Power.
didn't get to see it, man. Don't do it.
I won't spoil
kill it
nothing
for me.
Don't
But
do it.
Power. It was some other shit, but off the top of the head, I can't remember. But it was lit Sunday for a Sunday, and it's been kind of lit in the sports world. So we got a lot going on with the NBA. We're going to hurry up and get all the rest of the stuff out the way because we got to get to these topics with the NBA so we can get off of them real quick. But so I'll run through the sports. Did you get a chance to watch any of the – I mean, you put me on with the World Cup shit.
Oh, yeah. Actually, there was some games actually today, some big games.
Yeah, definitely. So they're heading to the quarterfinals, right?
Yeah. So it's pretty much win or go home at this point.
Yep.
So penalty kicks start to come out. That's when the
Flops.
heart starts to pump in, hands start to get all clammy.
You was not lying about them flies, bro.
Hey, see what I tell you?
Well, I think was it the Mexico and Brazil game?
Oh, today?
Bro, they showed that in
Yeah.
slow motion. He barely stepped on them. He did like 3 tuck rolls. He looked like he was doing somersaults and all that.
I'm telling you, they got the memes out there where the dude be rolling through the desert.
Man, that was...
Hey, it's no joke. It's no joke, but it's entertaining.
Yeah, so with the World Cup, we got Belgium defeated Japan 3-2. And I think that was a good game because I think they came back down 2.
Yep.
They were down 2, and that was it overtime or something like that?
No, it almost went. The last goal that Belgium put on, it was literally I think it was like the last minute or last 2 minutes of the game. So they just last second came back and won it all because it was supposed to go to extra time, but it just ended right there. That's why that right there was a jaw dropper when I saw that actually happen.
Yeah, that was a lit game. And then I think they're going to face Brazil, who beat Mexico, which we were just talking about that game.
Yeah.
And then France and is it Uruguay?
Uruguay?
Yeah.
Uruguay. Yeah.
Uruguay?
That's actually
That's today, ain't it?
Yeah, that's today.
Yeah.
Actually, or no, is it today?
Yeah, I think both of them.
I think they were today. I didn't get to
France
actually
and
see that
Uruguay and Russia and Croatia are going to play.
Yeah.
And the winners of those two will face off against each other in the the quarterfinals.
Yeah.
So that would be the semifinals. If it's what?
It should be only 4 teams left moving forward.
4?
So it should be 4. So now we're going to quarterfinals. Then after
Oh,
this,
yeah.
then it's the
and
semi.
then it's the semifinals. Yeah. Okay. So so France and so they're going to whoever plays beats in France and Uruguay, they're going to play Brazil.
So right now, Brazil's waiting on who they're gonna play.
Yeah, and then
and they look pretty strong today too.
Sweden and Switzerland play.
See that side.
No,
of the
they are
division?
going into the semifinals. It's 8 right now. It's 8 matches right now, and then it's going to be 4 matches. So Sweden, Switzerland play tomorrow, and Colombia and England play tomorrow.
Yeah.
So there's a lot going over there.
I'm gonna miss those games.
I'm gonna try to catch it because I've been lagging, but I'm gonna try to catch it.
The flops is real, bro.
Hey, the flops are real, but not only that, some of the goals and the way those goals are set up. you be sitting there, you be like, yo, for a goalie, that's the toughest job to try to figure out, like, who's going to kick the ball out of these three guys? Because that's literally how the Belgium game ended. It was a 3 against 2, and they were rushing. And at that one point, it was just like Belgium just gave a quick little tap, and it rolled past one player. The player hopped over the ball, and rolled to the next player, and the next player just drilled it. I was like, it was a mind game trick. Yeah. So I'm like, it ain't no joke.
Yeah, it isn't. And then in basketball, I guess they're getting ready to start doing, I think it's the FIBA qualifiers.
Oh, okay.
So you guys haven't seen the clip. I should have showed it to you guys beforehand, but it was a brawl, Philippines and Australia. Yeah. So
a brawl?
A brawl, like a full-out brawl.
Oh, I think I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where it was like one dude just came through, socked the other dude in the head.
Yeah. It started off with a flop almost. Yeah. So
one dude was on the floor and he walked over him. Wasn't it? That's how it started.
Okay. So one guy had the ball and he kind of, you create space. You kind of like, you have your pivot and you swing your arms through. Yeah. So he did that, and then the defensive player kind of threw his head back, and then a couple of seconds, I guess he passed the ball off. A couple of seconds, the defensive player kind of got up in the offensive player face, and the offensive player just pushed him off. Okay. And he flopped. It was all-out flop. And that caused, it looked as if he got hit in the head. That caused the other player, the guy that was on the ground, his teammate, to come and basically blindside.
I saw that.
And that started everything. It was 13 players, including Tron Maker of the Bucks. He's a NBA player, and that boy is wild. He came in with a flying knee. You seen that? Yeah, he came in with a flying.
There's people coming in with forearms. It was just like flying.
What was that game where it was an NBA game where they went postal like that?
Oh, that was Indiana. That was with Ron Artest.
Indiana, who was it?
Was it the Raptors?
Was it the Raptors?
I think so.
It might have been
crazy.
Yeah.
Ron Artest going out into the crowd trying to fight back.
It was almost that much chaos with the assessment of them going into the crowd. It was almost that bad, bro.
That was too funny.
And then the topic that I want to get to is the Lakers is making moves, and you see it. They ain't playing no games. We gotta let them know who was Laker fans before all this started popping off. You heard the last podcast.
Yeah.
We all kind of knew he was going to end up coming, but at the same time, was kind of like had our reserves. I still have mine because, to a certain extent, he won a little respect with signing a 4-year deal.
Yeah, that's showing dedication.
Yeah, that's what gained a little respect with me, because you signed a long-term deal. That I think after the 3rd year. The option.
Yeah, but he still has the 3rd-year option.
Yeah, but that's 3 years.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's putting 3.
But that's if he doesn't already just go ahead and get a ring. Then we already know that 3 year. He gonna be like, nah, we cool. We stay here a little bit.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. No, he's thinking about retiring at that point. Just sitting back and.
The other part was we lost out on PG3.
Yeah, that me.
So
I'm telling you, Westbrook probably scared the hell out of him.
I think so too. I don't see why he would have stayed nowhere.
That's that West Coast.
Like, bro, you see what I did to
KD. He roasted him.
Yeah, but the fact that he made his decision, LeBron made his decision so quick, knowing that PG3 wasn't coming.
Yeah.
Not knowing what other pieces. He might have had insight because they met right at the deadline. So Magic was probably like, what do you want? Or we're trying to get these people. And with that said, I know he said KCP. So when Lakers signed KCP, there's a connection with LeBron because of they're good friends. And on top of that, they have the same, I think the same.
That mentality.
No, not mentality. They have the same agent.
Oh.
They have the same agent.
Way
so they were thinking like, okay, well, we get a relationship with his agent and all that. We get the, and it paid off. So that was another thing that the Lakers did. And then from then, it just trickled down. So they signed LeBron first, and then JaVale McGee.
I heard about that one.
Somebody was supposed to go JaVale McGee.
I heard about that one.
Yeah, they signed him to a 1-year, $2.4 million. When I said domino effect, it was a domino effect because 1 year, $2.4 million from Golden State. Then they went and got the infamous ear blower, Lance Stevenson.
I saw memes about that. I said, no, you got to be kidding me.
I wonder how that's going to work out, bro.
I'm telling you, a lot of these people sound like just pieces to move across the chessboard to be like, all right, look, we going to cut deals.
But I don't know. It's getting to the point where it's like,
because that's way too many. I mean, I understand either way. I understand you trying to make a super team to try to take out Golden State, but it's just like these pieces make me kind of scratch my head. Like,
how is it gonna fit?
Hell yeah! I'm like, how you gonna take a rectangle and try to fit it into a triangle?
Yeah.
You just gotta wait to see that paint hit the canvas and see what happens.
Yeah, make sure all the pieces are still there when it starts.
Art. That's what that is.
and that was a
they see something we don't see.
4.4 mil. I don't know how many years on that one.
All these M's.
Yeah, and then.
Hey, but
KCP got 12.4 mil.
Hey, but let me rewind real quick. So, if I'm not mistaken, though, so LeBron took a cut, right? Technically?
Hell no.
Or is that more? Because I thought on the other one he was getting more than that.
LeBron
on the Cavaliers.
Well, he can max
sort of
out.
A 4-year, 154 million.
154 million, but wasn't he getting like two something million on?
So yeah, he did take a pay cut.
Yeah, he was getting like 204 million or something.
Damn,
like that.
he would have been in the 40s.
Yeah, he was making more on the Cavaliers because I remember seeing that. I was like, oh, okay, well that's what made me think like, okay, maybe it is a little worth it. Because remember before I was biased, so like I don't want him.
But he was gone already. He didn't even want to meet with the Cavaliers.
That's why I was like, that's a stupid decision because you asking yourself like, okay, do you want to put yourself in the same position and make more money, or do you want to get a championship and make a little less money? What really matters? Because like you were saying, endorsement deals, you gonna make a shitload of endorsement deals in LA. That's a no-brainer.
Well, he already got his popping because wherever he go, he gonna get them. But it just makes it that much easier in LA. He moved all his businesses out here.
It's like it's literally in his backyard.
They said his family was majority comfortable out here.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because he got 2 mansions out here. Come on now. You playing Monopoly, as soon as you put 2 properties on one area, guess what?
Yeah,
that's home.
That's home.
That's home. I
home.
don't care who you are.
Regardless of the letters you writing to Cleveland saying
exactly.
Cleveland will always be home, or Akron. He said Akron. He didn't say Cleveland.
Man.
Said Akron will always be home.
Well, of course, because you was birthed there, but when you became a man, best believe the West Coast was home for you.
Yeah, and then of course they got KCP for the 12.4 mil. And then they turned around and signed Rondo.
Yeah, we had this conversation.
Which,
9 mil though.
But it's a good piece because you get that veteran presence, especially with the young core. So if you can mix and match how you're actually putting these pieces on the floor, so you can have a mixture in a starting lineup with the young and the old, and then a mixture of the. It's a good squad, but at the same time, we don't know how they're going to work together yet.
I'm wondering, like, Magic couldn't have called up Derek Fisher and be like, yo, I need you to train some people. Like,
Derek Fisher. No, Kobe.
Kobe ain't doing nothing.
No, wait.
Y'all ain't heard Kobe been on the phone already talking to LeBron.
Whoa.
Already on the phone talking to LeBron. It ain't been like, okay. Well, he said we always said we were going to work out.
That's the last person I expect.
No, but he said, man, it was painful to see the Lakers in the state they were in. That's why I think he was staying away from the Lakers. So now that it seems like it's going to be.
He's like, now this is something I can work with.
He said, I was sitting back, getting the studio straight and everything, but I can make time this year.
Yo, that's a pimp's move, I guess.
Yeah,
I guess that's the best way you could put it.
He can go, but is LeBron going to actually take that advice from Kobe? They've already they played together. The U.S. team, the USA team. I could kind of
see him.
Taking a little advice.
Taking a little, like, leadership advice.
Yeah.
Because since he knew, like, okay, this guy literally ran L.A. for his entire career.
LeBron can still learn something as far as footwork in the post and all that.
And not only that,
from Kobe.
it's learning the difference because LeBron's trying to go down the same alley Kobe went down. And that's where being in movies, acting, and then also doing sports. So it's like, who better to learn off of than someone that won an award? He crossed over, so it's like it only makes sense to take some of that. Take a little bit of advice.
I think where he'll best fit as far as helping him would be transitioning. No, not that. Transitioning from basically being really athletic. Because he's getting, he's 34? He's 34 right now?
He got to get that precise shooting now.
Yeah, he's got to figure out how am I going to use my head more than actually,
my body.
Yeah.
And that's what we're saying about that. That goes back to what we're saying about putting that paint on the canvas because it's like the other players are going to have to
I just
You know
hope
what
he
I'm
don't
saying?
try to change the system. That's all. Like, cause
Oh.
like him trying to bring over that Cleveland mentality is like, no,
It's
just
not the LeBron show.
figure out how this
we
West
can't-
Coast
don't-
offense
We can't
works.
hold the ball.
Exactly.
not
We
the
got to
LeBron
move the
show.
ball around, and then in times where it's like we need a bucket, we got to have shooters out there ready, and
Exactly.
he has to have the ball in his hand and be able to either make the right decision, which he's really good at.
And please stop crying about calls.
Oh yeah, you can't come to LA like that.
No
We don't need no
crybabies.
LA memes. You live in them memes in Cleveland and Miami. We don't need those little
If I
tantrums
see
and all that.
one hand wrap
It better
at
be-
the end of the post,
said one
during
hand
the
wrap.
post interview, I see one hand wrap.
Yeah, we don't need that. But I think all around he'll be a lot happier.
Hey, yeah,
Yeah.
because he gonna have barbers to get that
Comfortable.
fade right.
Yeah.
Man, get that lineup.
Might see him out in the city a couple
he said,
of times.
"Get that lineup."
Oh, no, put that fake whatever that spray.
That's what I said. I said he
You
gonna
are
get put up
stupid.
right. He gonna get put up right. We gonna have him straight.
Yeah, see, he already got his wife working out and all that. Like, oh, we going to Cali. Yeah, you
Get
got to
that
look right. All them
suntan.
cameras gonna be catching you. Paparazzi, Cleveland, they wouldn't
Man.
run after you. LA is gonna be a whole different ball game. They're gonna be on your head. They signed Rondo to 1 year, $9 million,
Like really $9 mil.
and
He's gonna come off the bench. You
they
know that,
renounced.
right?
Remember, I made that comment about Julius Randle.
Mm-hmm.
They got rid of him. They renounced him, and I think because it was back to back the announcements, I think they had a talk with him, and basically he knew where he wanted to go because shortly after they renounced him, he signed with somebody else, and then I'm trying to remember exactly who he signed with. Was it the Pelicans?
Ooh, he went that route.
I want to say it was
Well,
the
no.
Pelicans.
Wait,
bro.
oh no, wait. No, Pelicans are actually a strong team.
Yeah.
They made it in
it was
playoffs.
the Pelicans.
They
It was
made
the
in
Pelicans.
playoffs, yeah.
So I think Pelicans is all a domino effect because
They gaining a little something.
they were saying, okay, well, they're moving all these pieces around. Lakers are going to go after Cousins, Boogie Cousins. So Pelicans, they're like, all right, well, we'll let Cousins go. They got Randall. So you got Randall, and then you got, what's the other dude? The unibrow guy. Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
So they got their two backcourt back, and might be a little bit more athletic with Randall. Less experience with Randall, but more athletic. And then the Pelicans got rid of Cousins, and Cousins signed with none other than the Golden State Warriors.
Wait, who?
Yeah. So it was a full circle. Golden State Warriors gave us McGee. We gave the Pelicans Julius Randle, and then Pelicans gave Golden State Warrior Cousins. So we're sitting up here gearing up as Lakers, gearing up.
And they just added more
They added
firepower.
more pieces.
They added firepower that can once again drop threes. Everyone now can drop a
That,
three.
and now they got
Get someone to
can
get
you imagine
boards.
Cousins and Draymond Green in the game at the same time?
That's what I'm like. Look, guess
Man,
what? That's what I'm telling you.
It's gonna be gang all day. gang all day.
Hey, look, they gonna have some kind of nickname for them too. Then they gonna call them mobsters or something, or they gonna be
Remember that light skin connection?
Oh,
Now you got Cousins.
hey, this is darkness.
Man.
Darkness.
Man, but
Yo, that is crazy. Why didn't ESPN tell me that?
mine is on beep 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 all day. So I'm like, oh snaps. And
I
then-
guess I had it on only Lakers news. Makes
Oh
sense.
yeah, it makes sense. Yeah,
Makes sense. I'm like, I don't give a fuck about anything else.
and Cousins is I think 53 million. I don't know how many years is that one, but
That's
and then
crazy.
Norland's Noel 2 year minimum deal. Who did he go to? Oh, OKC. So they're adding pieces too. So that's a decent piece, and that's cheap, bro. That's really cheap for. He didn't get much play. I think in Dallas. Was it in Dallas he was at? He didn't
Yeah.
get much play because he doesn't fit their system.
think so, yeah.
Yeah, so he didn't get much play. I think he's never really reached his potential because of his surroundings. So I think that's a good. They got longer basically.
these, oh my God, these off seasons like evolved from, okay, you're just going to try to find someone from the draft to include to try to build on a better team. Nowadays, it's who can we go after free agency that's not happy at where they're at, and try to bring them over and convince them that we're going to bring more pieces to create a team to beat this one Megatron type of team, which make no damn sense now.
The East is wide open right now. The West is taking all the pieces, moving them around, putting them in places.
But it's funny because now, technically, the Western Conference, that's actually the real championship game. This Eastern Conference is not, and it's like the NFL too. You look at it, it's like you're paying attention to only one side of the nation right now. Yeah. Everything else is just like, we'll see what happens when playoffs starts. That shit is crazy.
Anything else notable in sports?
That it's rigged.
He said, all of them?
It was like, did I not just make a point right there?
Man,
the West Coast, the West Coast is just sitting on top of everything.
I mean, it seemed like the West Coast is the place to be. Really?
Hey,
up and down that West Coast?
It just so happens that the West Coast just has the bag like that right now. That's all it is.
Man.
Yeah.
We got the bag right now.
Right now. I mean, it goes back and forth.
I know, but
it goes back and forth, but now we got it.
I've never seen it done in sports, though, across the board, where you start looking at it, you be like, damn, West Coast just, like, racking up on like, just different leagues, different whatever the case may be.
West is always since, man, it's been strong for a while. The Western Division, it's been strong for a while. But
I was gonna say because it's been like that. Because I remember one year when like the basketball team won, the hockey team won.
Yeah, and then the baseball team was in playoffs.
Yeah.
Where you walk out on in LA, you be like, damn, what do I want to go see right now?
Hey, but if I ever see like one of them strikes though, where like the Dodgers win or something, or the Angels, and then like
I'm scared.
One of the LA teams or the Cali teams win, and like what I'm saying, like say like the Rams win, be like, oh damn,
they burning this bitch down. I tell you that right now. As soon as the Rams win,
it's about to be lit. The Rams win,
man.
I know where I will try to be, but not too close.
Man.
Just in case something pop off.
You know what I'm saying? I like fireworks. Just I'm
gonna have to be in the heart of that bitch. Man. I'm sorry.
Where it's lit. Woo! So we're gonna jump off the sports since we kind of took a while on the sports last time, and we kind of touched on this topic before, but we didn't air it. But we'll just go ahead and touch on it again and get a different perspective of it. It's the women, new versus old. So I've asked this question before. We had answers, and it might have your perspectives might have changed since then because mine is kind of up and down because you can't really put a pin on anything when it comes to that, but just opinion.
And this is all fun and games, ladies. Please don't take any of this to
we
heart.
Ain't women bashing. We love you.
Exactly. We not sitting here trying to be feminine. Is it feminist?
One of them.
Yeah.
He's basically saying we're not trying to create a he-man woman hater club.
Yeah. That way. So I've asked this question, and we got our perspectives of it, but of course it might have changed. This. How do you approach a girl if you're interested in it? Like nowadays.
I was like,
See, I can't really go about answer this question because even though ain't no ring on my finger, I'm taking.
Real men stand up.
Yeah. But I can, from the outside looking in, kind of give my perspective. With me, it just seems like it's all. But like a better word, vibe. So
I was about to say that.
Depending on where you at, what's the surroundings, that's how they're comfortable. If they're out and they just want to have. That's the messed up part. You can go somewhere where you would expect the female to be kind of outgoing and actually want to talk and stuff, and that'd be when they're the most stuck up and don't want to be bothered and stuff like that. But let you buy them a drink.
Yeah.
No. You forgot the S. Drinks.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's like three drink minimum.
Yeah, man. The first one only gets you a hello.
Look.
Then you got to work your way into okay, you can sit and chill here for a bit.
Yeah. Okay, you got my attention. You got
exactly.
Third drink.
I follow you on that one though.
$42 in.
It's the setting. Like it's the setting. For me, it's the setting. Like, if it's a calm, relaxed setting and the vibes is right as far as the conversation.
You want to check that?
you know what I'm saying, then then it's just a natural feeling. Like, I think we've all discussed that before. Like, you can two people in a room kind of after they get into a conversation and hit certain cue points into it, especially how deep it get, you kind of can understand like, okay, maybe I could vibe a little closer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think in a group setting, you can kind of vibe to the point where everybody's kind of interacting with each other, and then everybody breaks off. They know who they vibing with and stuff like that. But it's the going out.
Yeah, my thing is like in this decade, how do you go out anymore with the world doing what it does? You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, obviously, I'll put it to you like this: like our age bracket, 30s down to, I'll say our mid 30s down to our late 20s.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, where would you actually think that you would find a good vibe, not on a chaotic, like, you know what I'm saying, outing? Like, obviously we're not going to be in a club trying to be on some, oh yeah, we vibing, like, because you know what I'm saying, that's
lounges
too typical.
already. Lounges.
You know what I'm saying?
You go to lounges.
Yeah. And I think with that, you still got to kind of be like, shoot your shot, and then, all right, well, I missed it.
But it's funny because now we live in an era where men are being accused of things that sometimes I'm not defending anyone. Sometimes they're true, sometimes they're not. Sometimes they're kind of blown out of proportion, and sometimes they're spot on. But we live in a time now where we can't be as aggressive as our fathers or our grandfathers were back in their days, where it was just like you just walk up to a woman, either buy her a drink or
it's not too suggestive.
Or in the Martin era, go and spit your game.
Yeah.
So now it's more of a situation where now the women have to kind of take charge. But the funny thing is, it's like telling someone you're the leader, but they don't know that they're the leader. If that makes any sense. It's like you got to play that game of saying, all right, I got to feed you information, let you know, like, you interested in me?
Yeah. Just throwing little breadcrumbs out there.
Exactly. It's just like, so you going to come and hang out with me? Okay. So we going to grab a drink? Oh, are we going to? No.
I feel like if you're a male, you show interest, the female should be able to, I won't say politely, but respectfully decline the interest or show interest back. And that's what doesn't happen anymore. It's, I want to put him on blast because he tried to get at me. And it might not even be at that point. They might giggle and be like, oh, okay, give you your, like, Instagram or something like that. And then next thing you're hearing, she done played you out to her homegirls talking about this nigga.
I was about to say, honestly, to me, it goes back into just the technology era turned the shallow game higher than what it was when it was just face to face, like trying to just make that connection. Because like now it's like, oh, I don't think they're just not attractive, but let me dig a little deeper and see what exactly, you know what I'm saying? Like they use that profile for everything.
Everything, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You can't walk up to a girl and just say, hey, can I get your number no more?
Yeah,
No, you got to go for the gram.
Yeah, let me get your gram. Let me get your snap.
Because that's their level of security, though. When you
What
think
I
about
look
that,
like?
and then not only that,
I look like?
since we're in such a technology era where everyone's so superficial when it comes to appearances. You look at it, it's like, okay, if I give you my gram, one, you don't know where I'm at. You can't really get in any other forms of contact with me besides that. And then two, I set up what you're allowed to see. So I give you the world that I want to paint for you. So, and it's funny because now it's no longer that whole saying, a female dressed up in a cop outfit and you ask her for help and she gonna look at you like, you're like, I ain't no cop. It's then half of why you got the uniform on.
That completely flows into another subject.
Exactly. It's like now we got Instagram that technically does that for you. So you got these girls got their ass all out, and then when you go and you try to approach them and you slide up in their DM, it's one of those type of things where it's just like you get no response back.
Like, why the hell you pause that? Is it wrong to slide into a female DM?
I mean, it sounds kind of thirsty when you slide up in a female's DM.
We ain't like, pausing sliding into no DM. Y'all slide free. Go ahead and slide in them DMs. That's the only way it's working.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Like, I guess because, like you said, like it comes from, you're the way that you were raised. Some people were raised different. Some people were raised in the old school mindset where it's like, You might, meet a person, give a few kind words, it turns into a conversation, and then you guys exchange numbers, and you see where it goes from there.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just meet people, you just happen to be literally like getting groceries and have a typical conversation about something that happened in line, and then all of a sudden you guys are walking to the car with your groceries and y'all just mingled, right? But then you have those people nowadays, which I never understood, where the dude could literally be driving down the street, get to a stoplight, see some girl walk across the street and be like, hello, woo, 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 and then it worked. And you be like,
and that's how I used to hit. You know what I mean? That's how I used to do it on me. Tell you the truth, I ain't seen that in a while. I don't know if that's actually happened.
Oh no, it happens. I saw it the other day.
Oh, okay.
I mean, me and my brother was out.
What was he driving? That's it depends on what he was driving.
Was he pushing a Lexus?
I've seen some brothers pushing some busted ass Saturns and pull some.
I done seen some dudes roll up in like Chargers and stuff like that on the girl at the bus stop, and they turning their back on them like. Yeah, so.
Oh, yes, yeah.
Well, so you got to remember, there's still females out there that got standards. So
that's true.
It's just she ain't gonna be no chirp girl.
Well, that kind of goes into the next question. Well, not goes into it, but we'll bring up the next question. Whatever happened to? Is there a such thing as wine and dining somebody nowadays?
Go ahead, Mitch.
We'll lead us to Mitch.
Because you could have saw the expression in his face.
This is where the name money gets fucked up, huh? Is that what he just did? Is that what he just did?
No. I went clearly off of your body language and the fact that you went and turned. I said, okay,
it don't work no more.
I'm like, go right ahead.
I was trying to fix that spine, you know what I mean? But like, as far as whining and dining female, like in this day and age, I say. I wouldn't do it. I mean, I've been a victim.
It's turned to tricking to me.
I've been a victim. Well, I'm part of the chivalry age where it's like, you go out, you take the girl, you open the door, all the wine and dining stuff, you pay for the meal, y'all out at the movies, whatever it is, you handle the business.
Yeah.
But then it goes from that to the whole three drink thing. Or you gonna be my zaddy? Oh. They start using your number in the phone as a new credit limit and shit.
That part. Stored under free food.
But that's the thing. Like, you should know after the first time you interact with a girl whether or not or what her intentions are.
Bro, they getting real good at what they do.
Yeah,
but I would think to myself, like, that's the part about rolling the dice about dating nowadays is like, okay, you should be setting them through screenings. I'm talking about like when you have conversations with them, you should be hinting off certain type of conversation to be like, okay, where's your morals at? Because usually that moral compass is going to give you a better idea of whether or not you be like, okay, she just here for the tricking.
Millions out here. The only true way to find out is through their friends or through somebody that know them.
Damn.
That's really the only surefire way to get to.
It's dangerous out here.
Yeah, it really is because. And some of these chicks
Look at that. You got Me Too and this? Yo, like, it's going to be Def Jam, How to Be a Player, and it's going to be like a female starring in it now.
I got female friends that I done seen them dog lips. Man, it's crazy out here.
Look, I told y'all this comment in the last one, so I'm going to put it back in here.
They gave me chills.
I saw a video of a female in New York that literally rolls around with a boot in her car. I don't think like that. Do you think like that?
Why the hell would you have a boot?
Well, that's damsel in distress.
You know what I'm saying? Because when she want to go to a club or something like that, she'll just park right up in front, throw the boot on the car, and go in there and come right back out and just take it off. And then you ain't catching no ticket. You front row. I don't have the brain capacity to think like that. So if they're able to think of shit like that, that made me think like, oh yeah, maybe that 3 drink minimum shit is true, and maybe, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? That's
they know the ball is in their court.
Oh yeah, and and the ones that understand it to the T are the ones that are the scariest, because those are the ones that you look and you be like, wow, damn, she's beautiful. You know what, let me go and see if I can spit some and then as soon as you do, you can feel, it's not even like,
just fucked
look,
up.
no, yeah, it's one of those, like, you could feel that she about to take you on a whole ride and hurt your ego in such a way where you can be like, damn, why did I even do that? Because I had a homeboy that tried doing that with a cousin of mine, and his ego, it was never the same after that. He explained to me, he was like, man, that was just too much woman. He was like, I just couldn't. He was like, I can't even mess with it.
I was get like that.
Hey man, I had to look at him. I was like, I try to warn you.
Yeah.
I try to warn you. Sometimes you got to know when to fold them.
Mm-hmm.
When did it become cool for like a fad for them to show off their assets? ass sex.
Sir Mix-a-Lot fucked that up. That's what he did. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, no. I'm put it on the glass. Was one of the first one where it was just like, yo, like it's cool. Like summertime.
No, I mean, yeah, you can say that it's been that way. But I mean, as far as
I'm gonna tell you,
where you're not getting judged, back then it was a thing to
you're
where
not getting judged.
Yeah, because females is looking at other females like, yeah, she can get it, and be like, wait a minute, you. Nah, she's just cute.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood you.
See, yeah, because I thought we were just talking about the way that they wear their clothes.
Yeah, on the ground, the way they wear their clothes. I mean, you can't get on any kind of social media and stroll down and without
the
seeing
video
some ass.
vixens and the gram.
It'd just be regular females.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? It's funny because they just, what do they call themselves? There's a title that they call themselves on Instagram. It's like not blogger, but it's funny because it's a specific, I think, public figure. That's what they call themselves.
What the hell?
Public figures. When I saw that, I said, well, that's interesting because I mean, the only thing you're doing is you're making sure if guys' dicks still work. All right, because you putting pictures on there that just cause arousal. So it's like it's one of those type of things where it's like, okay, you call yourself a public figure. What positivities?
That's a better word for tease.
Yeah, right.
That's what it sounds like.
Right.
All right.
All right. You know what I mean? They don't like being called that anymore, sir. Stick to the right word. He gave it to us. What was it?
Public teaser.
No.
Public teaser.
Public teaser. Public figure. Like I will never forget that because as soon as I started to see that, I started to notice trends. I was like, so that's what they call them.
Look,
not ambassadors.
A light bulb just went on. Now I understand that old song where the dude was talking about what was it? Where he called them puppets. I'm trying to remember the name of that song. It was an old school. Yeah.
I'm your puppet.
Yeah, I get it now. I was like, okay, that makes sense now. It's starting to flow through.
Hey, no, stuff is starting to look like the Twilight Zone. To be honest with you, it's kind of creepy because it's like there's an episode of the Twilight Zone where everyone has to look the same, and then there was this one girl that was like, no, I don't want to be like everyone else, and everyone had these like old school like Barbie type hairstyles with the gowns, and now. You look at it, it's like a lot of these females are doing the exact same thing. They doing butt injections.
I'm going to do a scarier one than that.
Boob. What?
I'm going to do a scarier one than that. All right, so I've talked to one that sat there and literally told me they don't like titles. But at the same time, I'm trying to figure out, okay, that's cool, I understand that. But how do you think of, let me ask you a question. If a girl was to rock the same outfit you got on, but they know what they about. They straight heterosexual. How would you feel about that? But they don't want to dress like. They don't want to wear all that. Girl, they don't want to show all that. They ain't trying to do all that. They just want to wear.
If they dressing like a dude.
Yep.
Oh yeah, we got a problem.
Yeah. Now
I'm not built like that. We got a problem. I'm gonna need you to get in your bag, show a little something, but keep it classy.
Good. Look at this one.
It's like I don't know what to say about the baby. I mean, the best way to describe them is like the baby D's is just like they more butch than feminine.
That's just.
The reason why I'm saying is
who's giving it to who is the question.
I don't even think it's that.
But see, this is the thing because I've seen some that literally they're not on they're not on trying to be outside their realm. As far as, sexual preference, but they just feel more comfortable because they used to kick it with the boys. They kick it with the fellas, so they used to.
I take that as most of
females
those females. No, not even that. Some of these females look at everything you got to do to keep that up. As far as the makeup, the getting your nails done, your hair done, it gets expensive. Certain females either they fall into that category of. I'm cute enough to where I don't have to do all the extra stuff as long as I'm wearing something.
Those are the baddest ones.
Best ones. Yeah. And then there's other ones that's like, that figured out, if you throw it out there, any dude's going to try to hook it. Yeah. So the ones that are dressing that way, they know that all they got to really do is throw it at it and somebody's going to bite.
Exactly.
So they ain't wasting their time on glamming up and kind of getting feminine for a dude. I'm not built like that.
Nah, I feel you. I just thought about it because when we were starting to talk about, the sexual nature of them, showing it all on the gram and stuff, I started thinking like, well, what about the ones that tone it all the way to hell down but still want that attention?
Which one you respect more?
That's a good question.
Yeah, you know what? It depends. You would have to have a conversation. Well, with me, I can only speak for myself, but it would have to be whoever I had the conversation with. Because no matter how you look at it, I'll talk to a female that is wearing damn nearly nothing, and I'll speak to a female that is completely like Mormon, covered from the neck down.
You know what? I'm a bounce off that and say, I wouldn't need a female that is completely like glam the hell up, you feel me? But I would like her to be more presentable as a woman versus trying to be on the like calm, collective, like it's only because of the fact that I am a father, so it's like, you know what I mean.
It's that typical saying, everybody want a woman in the streets, but a freak in the sheets.
Mando.
So it's just like when you think about it, it's like it's literally that criteria.
But at the same time, that makes it okay. So you got a woman on your arm. Mm-hmm. Everybody's looking at you. That's your woman.
Okay.
And she looks like you. Like it's kind of a reflection of you.
Gave
as
me
far
a
as
horrible flashback of Halloween in high school.
No, man. Boy, wait a minute. Wait. We're not gonna skip over this story. Go ahead.
Horrible.
Go ahead.
Horrible. Okay, I can't believe
Halloween in high school.
I hope this person eventually never hears this, but I'm not even gonna use names, but
that's when you know it's gonna be good.
Definitely, we're gonna catch some sound bites right now.
It was one of those type of things where it was Halloween in high school, so people would dress up. All right, I was in this relationship to this one female at the time. I'm not gonna say what grade I'm in, so people could. Exactly. I'm not gonna do it like that. But point is, it's just like this one particular year, and it was funny because when she brought it up to me, I was like, "All right, cool. That just means I don't have to wear a costume." I didn't fully put it together. It was one of those type of things where it was just like, hey, it sounds pretty cool. All right, you know what? I don't have to do much work. But then when the day came and she presented herself, and I sat there and said, what the fuck?
Entire fuck.
All right, so what ended up happening was for Halloween, she dressed up as me. All right? Yeah. All right, at the time, once again, keep in mind, I'm very young. I'm in high school, all right? So I'm not really thinking like an adult, like saying, hey, you got to think 3 steps ahead because this looked like it's going to go left on you very tough. Yeah. So she goes, at this time, I got my little peach fuzz and everything going, so she goes ahead and pulls the same damn thing. So I'm sitting here, and literally, she looked like a miniature version of me right next to me. And I was just like, it was one of those things where at one point she tried to kiss me. I was like,
this feels weird.
I was like, it's myself, but should I feel bad that this is happening? It was one of those weird. Go ahead, Mitch. You got a lot on your mind right now.
I'm sorry. I'm just thinking because when as soon as you said she dressed up like me, the only thing I thought about was that crazy bitch from Atlanta.
Which one?
The show Atlanta. Remember that? I don't know if you've been keeping up. But that episode where the bitch was talking about, I had a dream that we had love and then I ate you. That shit. I was looking at
yeah. I ain't seen that one. I gotta check that out.
No. Y'all gotta keep up on that shit. Because when I seen that episode, that's when, as soon as he said she dressed up like him, I was like, oh.
Well, all I know was when that event happened, people at school was cracking up. They was just, look, because they saw it the same way I did when they was like, yo, Neil, like, what the fuck? I was just like, yo, it sounded like a good idea. When she explained it, I was just like, yeah, whatever. But then I saw it and I was just like, that's terrible. I was like, this ain't gonna work.
So imagine that not being Halloween. Imagine that being Valentine's Day and you're across the table from somebody that dressed like you. She got the same little dreads with the more.
Bruh.
With the hat.
Bruh. It's one of those
just like chilling.
With the
y'all got matching
iWatches
and Jordans.
Glasses and everything.
Matching Jordans. Nah, I'm gonna need you to heal it up one time for me.
Nah,
I think that's the only thing we can do one day is get matching Jordans. Everything else, nope.
As long as you got some form-fitting jeans and a nice Okay, yeah. Do it that way.
It was bad. She was wearing baggy clothes just like me, so it was like, bruh, it was exactly. It was one of those I wasn't aroused at that point. I was like,
I'm good.
You know you ain't going out of the house right now, right?
It was just like that.
You ain't going out of the house right now.
On the female topic, as of today, knowing how they are right now, do you believe that they actually still believe in love?
I believe that there's still women out there that believe in love. It's just that they're just like the men that believe in love. They're, diamonds in the rough.
Yeah.
Slim pickings.
Yeah. They're not out there as much as they used to be, if that's, I guess, the best way to put it. Because now it's like you got things like Christian Mingle and all that type of bull. And it's like you even heard like some people getting cheated on Match or something like that. So it's just like
catfish was real.
Exactly, but the point is like everyone now is, I guess, being harmed or hurt so much in so many different type of ways. Especially now with technology, it creates a whole another smoke screen.
I think it's before even anything happens. It's already okay. So look at the teenagers; they haven't even gotten to the point where I've been hurt, and that's the reason why I think the way I think.
No, I just heard some girls. What was it? I want to say earlier today when I'm sitting here. I told you I was gonna go grab some lunch. I decided to go sit outside and say, you know what, it's a good day. Let me go sit outside. I hear these little girls. Got to be probably in middle school because they looked like they was wearing a uniform because they had the beige pants and the white shirt. Yeah. So that's dead giveaway. Yeah. You in middle school. Yeah. They coming by and she was like, "Oh my God, he broke my heart." And to think at the dance when I kissed him, like I almost like cried because I was in shock.
Down.
I'm sitting here. Look, I got a mouthful of food and I'm sitting here. I'm like, I wanted to say something like, no, not a damn thing.
Sit your ass down.
I was just like, got me feeling like my parents now.
Look, he's like, free algebra.
You don't know no love.
The way he described it, I was like, I just need some popcorn and lawn chair right quick.
Man, I was just sitting there eating like just looking around. What the hell?
What? I mean, because it's getting in a wide range. So you got it from high school and up as far as the mentality is already starting early. As far as it's like they kind of conditioned to believe there aren't any good men.
Because you got to look at it like this. You still got like families, like single mothers, still doing all the work out there, or it might be the other way around. You have single fathers.
That's actually one of our topics that we'll get to later. Yeah, that would have flowed right into that pocket. But
I had to throw both of them out there. I can't be lopsided.
Yeah, you can't.
Come on now.
So to me, it looks like just kind of talking to some of my female friends, talking to some of my male friends that actually have an issue within their relationship. It seems like they're starting to look forward to more of the stability than the actual creating connection and being in love and all that or whatever. Mm-hmm. So you have a set of females that's literally, I'm just gonna have fun. Whoa. I'm just gonna have fun until I find the perfect situation, and then I'm gonna rock with that situation. Mm-hmm. They can give a damn about the person that they with when they get in that situation, just as long as the situation is where they want it to be. Mm-hmm. And then you have there are some that are just like die hard, all for love. And those are the ones that
the hopeless romantics you talking about?
Yeah, the hopeless romantics. And then you just got
hopeless
the idiots, the ones that's just in a relationship just because they can say they're in a relationship.
Yeah, and that's something else that it's plugging into something that I when we get to the music section, I got something for you.
we almost there, so we gon'. I mean, unless y'all want to touch on some more of that subject.
No,
I'm done beating that horse.
Yeah.
So,
because anything else is just going to possibly incriminate. That's all it's going to really.
So then we can slide on into the music thing.
Oh, easy with them sliding.
Oh, we can slide. I'm sliding. Well, I'm not me preferably. We was watching it. Remember that video?
Bruh.
Wow.
Hey, yeah, we gotta tell the users.
Was it Rocket Book Cookies or something like that? Bookies?
Oh yeah. Okay, so
y'all lost me.
Queen and Queen. Is it Queen Najee? Yeah, it's not Najee because that's my. Well, I won't say that.
Yeah, but where we going with this one?
Yeah, it's Queen and Chris basically. I kind of put him onto some of their old videos or whatever. The one, yes, they do pranks and stuff on each other or whatever. But one of them, the sliding thing is funny because
is that the man and woman that do the pranks against each other, or who are we talking about?
It's a lot of them online. But okay, so there's a girl that's got a song called "Medicine" out.
Okay.
and the guy, he has a couple of songs out. They got the whole house does music. From the time that I was watching their little skits and everything. But long story short, the video that we watched, the wife was doing a prank on him. I can't remember what the prank was about.
Oh no, she called out his boy's name or something.
Oh yeah, she called hit.
He was about to fuck her up.
He was calm though.
Hey, no,
Hey,
he was like, seriously?
Yeah, no, that's calm, bro.
His voice is annoying though.
Yeah. He got that scruffily, like, I don't know what it is voice, but it's funny though. He comes in the room and it looks like he just glides in the room, just slides in.
Oh yeah, no, because he came in on that hoverboard.
It was a hoverboard, but when we first initially seen it, it was like, what the hell? Like, this nigga just glided into the room.
Came in like, oh.
Yeah. Nah, but yeah, we y'all keep sliding in the DMs. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna do it, but y'all keep sliding in. Sliding is okay. So we're gonna get into the music, and before we get into Drake, which is the obvious topic, is there any notable music that we might need to touch on before we get into Drake?
Other than, no, because the only other thing I can think of in the music world that was on the level of, like, people should be aware of is just, I don't think anybody really touched on the whole Joe Jackson thing. I don't think a lot of people really...
they just glided right over that.
Yeah, they just glided right over the fact that, a man who birthed, a family of greatness into this world and set so many records in the music industry and changed it. You know what I'm saying? Like, they just kind of he's no longer with us.
Yeah.
Next.
He got the back stigma for, he whipped his kid. He was hard. His kids, he was hard on them and all that or whatever, to the point where it's like, they don't really, like, have love for him like that.
Right. And my thing is like this. Yeah, he might have been hard on his kids, and yeah, that was, a direction that I don't wish that anybody would take on their kids, but at the end of the day, he still was a man that was there with his kids.
His kids, yeah.
And that is the point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So what we'll do is we'll touch on Drake for a while because we have another topic that we want to touch on too. Everybody listen to the album?
I did.
So what feel do you get from the album?
I was just trying to do it not to get that other back.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna start with me.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, with me, I couldn't quite catch his overall message for the entire album. I understand that he did shine light on him having a kid and everything like that. Off of just because of two specific songs on that album, I say the overall album's okay. Like I said, those two songs that stood out to me. One of them, it was the "Don't Matter to Me" with Michael Jackson on that actual track. That right there gave me goosebumps because as soon as I heard it, I didn't even know he was on his album to begin with.
Is that a later track?
That was like toward the end, like toward the back. But it was one of those type of tracks where as soon as I heard it, I was just like, I like this track. That's Michael. Don't tell me that's not Michael, because I was gonna say someone tried to turn around and say, oh, that's The Weeknd or something like that. And it's like, no, I know what Michael Jackson sound like. And for that album to drop toward the end of June, and then not only that, it was like his death was like literally days before that, his death anniversary. It gave me chills. So that right there, that song, I already chalked it up to whoever 40 and whoever produced that, they did a hell of a job on that. And Summer Games. Those are like the two songs to me from beginning to end
that you like.
Those, yeah.
So okay, so that's the other side of the spectrum as far as with me, because I have an issue with.
We've been dying for this one because Saturday we've been waiting.
Yeah, I have an issue with him piggybacking off of artists.
Okay.
So I really had an issue off of the Aaliyah song. Him having another female singing any parts of Aaliyah. He already had it. You don't remember that one?
I'm trying to remember.
I definitely remember what you're talking about.
Yeah,
I definitely agree with you on that.
I have an issue about that.
See, that's why I'm like, all the other songs, it was just like, they were all right, but they just didn't really stand out to me.
Stand out like that, yeah. To me, well, I'll give my opinion, then you can give yours. The feel of it, it's a it's a vibey, like, feel-good album.
It seemed like a reminisce. Like, you take some time and sit and think about certain things.
It's the Drake playlist, really.
Yeah.
It's a playlist.
He knows how to grab certain people and just make them sit there and be like, damn, I haven't thought about that in a long-ass time. And that's what scares me about him.
I don't get that. I just really like the beats and everything like that. It just makes you not, like, as much as, because that's another question when we go, after we get Mitch's opinion. The feel of it just makes me, okay, I'm not going to turn it off. Even if I don't like something in it.
It's like, yeah, it's
like, okay, the
calming
beats,
feeling.
everything like that, the transitions and beats and stuff like that, I like them. So he's getting good production out of whoever producing and executive producing his album. That part I like. I'll get to what I dislike about what's being said and all that later. After.
So we ready? So ready?
Yeah, we ready.
Go for it.
Okay. I feel the same as far as the overall message of the album. I didn't really catch what he was trying to do other than, because honestly, when I first popped it in, I'm sitting there, me as being a DJ, I'm automatically looking like, no, he had to put something on there against Pusha. He had to do something. There's got to be. I'm digging. I ain't finding it, but after
I ain't finding
I'm
it.
looking. I said I'm not finding it.
Oh,
I said I'm over there looking because I automatically was like, nah, he's gonna do something. It's just he gonna make you buy that shit though. You know what I mean? I'm thinking, but when I went through it, I didn't see or hear any of that. But
you wasn't
what
there.
I did find,
I was barely listening, and I'm hearing it all over the place.
It wasn't. Well, look, when I was listening
your wifey. That's a sub, bro.
Yeah, but it ain't because of the fact that it's like, okay, that's cool, but what else you got?
No, he's not being direct because he don't want the status. He don't want the.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm looking for something to be like, no.
Oh no, he's not doing that.
Rewind that.
No, it's over. It's over.
Yeah. No, I don't know if it's over because after this, if I'm pushing, it's not. It's definitely not over.
But into what I did find.
Well, I'm saying from Drake's point of view, it's probably over. It's like I'm leaving it alone.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what I did find when I was going through as far as the tracks, when we started talking about our last topic with the females and the new age versus the old age and all that, Emotionless describes it all. Emotionless describes it all.
I haven't really listened to the words of that song yet.
Jaded kind of.
Jaded was cool. Yeah, I like Jaded.
Yeah, but
that's what I was like. That's why I'm like, there was tracks on there that was cool that served their purpose, but it was just like it wasn't something that would come out and be like, yo,
and
Pusha. I don't know if Pusha. Nah, it's like Pusha T's album still got him on it.
No, but I will say this though. I will say as far as one of the illest lines I heard on there had to come out of Jay-Z's mouth. I don't give a fuck what nobody say.
That confused the hell out of me.
It came out of Jay-Z's mouth because that was the realest comment
on
I've heard.
his album confuses me.
Why?
That doesn't confuse either one of you guys.
I haven't been
all the subs, the jabs, the supposed beef and all that. Like Jay doesn't like Kanye, of course, and then Drake. So I don't know if it was one of them things. Okay, I'm gonna go get Jay because I don't like Kanye neither. Or when I heard it, I was like, hold up, that's not Jay, is it?
Yeah, that was Jay-Z. And but his verse though at the end of that song when he was talking about X and he talking about Zimmerman, I said, true. Yeah. True. You know what I'm saying? Like there.
But on the feel of that song, it doesn't feel like he gives a different feel to the song. So Jay's always gonna be nice on any song because he's one of the best features you can actually go grab. Yeah. But when you grab a feature, you have to spit up to that par. You can't. To me, like this, my opinion on the lyrics is still real braggy, and then it's hard for me to actually stomach the whole fact that you're still like sending subs after the whole situation. So, do we believe Drake when he says what he says on these records?
Honestly, there's a lot of rappers I don't believe, and Drake is definitely on that list of some of the stuff, you know what I'm
saying? When it's stuff that comes out of his mouth, I don't really believe it, but when it's stuff that's coming from different areas, I do believe it. Like, I feel like Drake is one of those kind of people that he delivers and he hand feeds you information, but you won't know exactly what's going on.
If he's talking, if he's in storytelling mode, he's telling little stories about little situations or dry snitching, as we call it. Yeah, I believe that part. But as far as I don't believe he believes he's as good as he thinks he is, or he says he is.
I'm put you like this. If you listen to track number 2 on there, you could kind of see where like it's like, yeah, I don't know.
That's
what
one of the.
doing.
I actually like that track.
Number 2.
The beat or something, but I don't like the fact that because that's another like southern, like
Are you sure we're thinking about the same song?
Second track. Actually, I think
because there's one on there where he's like his flow is just it wasn't on, and he was just like rambling.
Oh no, it wasn't. His flow was. I don't like his delivery on that track, but what he was saying, I was like, okay, I can get some of the stuff that he's saying, but. Or was it that one? I gotta
number 2. I'm pretty sure you don't like number 2, bro. Because I'm like, no.
Like, I don't like it, so you can't like it.
No, because when I was listening to it, I was like,
that one might be just the beat that I like. Number 2. Yeah, it might be that one. You got a cue?
No, no.
Well,
Oh, nonstop.
it's called Nonstop.
That's track 2. Nonstop.
Put in the mic for a second.
Yeah, that's the beat, and I like it because of the whole Bun B, UGK type.
But did you hear his flow?
Not the beat that y'all hearing in the background. That's the real.
Yeah.
But yeah, I heard the flow. I just can't remember. I can't put a pin on which one it is as far as what he's saying in it. So I listened to the album maybe 3 times. I can never finish it.
Yeah. He said I can never finish.
The last, it starts slowing down so much. It starts slowing down so much that I just end up clicking on something else. So it was one of them things. Okay, so Breezy put out the 40-some song album.
Yeah. I heard that whole thing.
I forgot. Look, challenge. Look, from ear to ear, challenge. Yep. Yeah, that one you can listen through all the way through. It's the way they place the tracks. It might slow down for one track, but they're gonna jump right back onto something that's gonna catch you on the next track. And somewhere I can't remember what number track where it loses me. So I've listened to it a couple times. Mainly, like I say, like a good 13, 14 songs.
There's some tracks where I don't know where it ends and begins.
That
like,
too.
And it's funny because it's like when that happens, it's like there might be there's one track on there I still can't remember what name it is, where it's like you think it ended and then there's another part and I'm like, what the fuck? It sounds like a whole nother song. I'm like, okay, switch. And then I'm thinking to myself like, oh, I'm going to a whole new song. No, it's like, no, you're just really going to the next track. Which to me, I was just like, wait, so I was in the middle of one track, thinking to myself, I'm starting a whole new song.
Yeah.
And then skipping, thinking I'm going to a whole brand new track. And then next thing you know, I'm like, wait, I'm confused. Now I'm going backwards trying to figure out, like, how many songs did I just skip? And you only skipped 2 songs thinking that you skipped 4.
Oh, okay.
The way
because
you chopped
of the
it
transitions,
up.
Yeah,
it was just one of those, like, I was like, I didn't know where
that can be a good thing. That can be a real creative thing.
I mean, it is, but when it's like, something that's like, it kind of throws the vibe off from the original song. And I understand, I guess they were trying to make a bridge where it was just like, okay, it kind of takes you to a whole nother place. But I was like, it didn't work, at least for me. Yeah. So it left me thinking to myself, like, all right, you know what? Now I'm confused because I don't know what track I'm on now.
But I feel you, though, because, like, touching base on what Dos Uno said about the album going, high to lows and then, it starts to just kind of go lower and lower.
Yeah.
I feel you on that too, though, because like as I was driving, I kept like there was some times when I was in the house.
Don't fall asleep, Mitch.
You know what I'm saying? I was in the house.
Mitch is saying that Drake album is boring. That's what he said.
I told you he had one song that I would recommend. The same females that wanted to hear that boot up.
Boot up, boot up.
You know what I'm saying? Listen to Emotionless. You know what I'm saying?
So with the lyrics, okay, so this goes to the same question I asked, do we believe him? The explanations that he gave as far as him not trying to hide his child, him trying to hide the child from the world, or the world from the child.
That's
do you believe
line
that?
Right there, isn't it? Do I believe it? I mean, you know what? Most celebrities, I would say like this. I think a lot of celebrities want to do that though. Like, so I could believe him wanting to do that. Like a lot of celebrities want to do that.
I call bullshit.
Why?
Because it's a simple fact of you are building a brand around your child. You're about to place your child completely into that world. You're about to use I won't say use because, I mean, that's bad. I don't think that's his intentions. But I think it's a cop-out. Yeah. No, DJ Khaled has always put his son out there.
Right.
Yeah, even on his
But he's
IG
trying to take that
videos.
approach.
I think
But-
what he was waiting for was a whole rollout with it.
Yeah.
But at the same time though, it's like my thing is, what is your definition of him trying to hide his child? Because it's not like he never said he don't have one.
The fact that, okay, you have a daughter. There's no way that if somebody
On your Instagram, it shows it. On your Facebook, it shows
Yeah.
it. Like
Right.
you put from when she was birthed.
Right.
You put her out there. This kid's been
There's no
in
hide.
hiding for like what the first. You want to say close to a first year of his life.
Okay.
So it's like it's one of those type of things. Like, why would you roll that out? Like, if you did that to your family, do you think they would have been like, "Oh, okay, cool, that's fine"? They would have been like, "Why didn't you tell us this from the jump?"
I can tell you like this. I can give you an answer to that, but we'll be off the air when I give it. Because I guess you know what I'm saying. Because I have an idea why it went that way.
Well,
But I don't want to offend nobody.
But okay,
Okay,
so
I'll put-
it's one of those things. It's American custom where it's just like, or not even American custom. I just think it's just custom in general. It's like if you have a kid, you gonna try to say like, look, bam.
It's not even trying. You have a kid. As a father, it's no way that if anybody asks me about any kind of kids or like it just pops up in conversation
Right.
because you're, I mean, for lack of better words, glowing. You're glowing when it comes to your kids.
Yeah.
Right.
So if you see a kid that doing something that reminds you of your kid, it's automatically gonna bring that conversation out. The fact that somebody might bring up childbirth or something like that, if you're there for the childbirth, it's like boom, that memory comes out.
It's just being able to relate to everyone and then having something in common to speak about.
Just think about how much it took for him to not have that come out.
And that to me not being a father, it's one of those things where I would think to myself like that's being put through so much to hold something like that information
That's
from
a lot,
the
yeah.
world.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
That's
like,
just like-
that makes me wonder like what else are you willing to hold?
But let me ask you this question though. How many of y'all know about Kendrick Lamar and his wife and all that stuff?
Everybody knows about Kendrick Lamar.
Not
and his
everybody.
wife.
There's people that don't know.
I
There's
knew about him and his
documentaries
woman.
and everything on him and his
Or
wife.
not even that, even J. Cole.
I don't know too much about J. Cole.
There we go.
But it's not it's not a thing to where he's hiding it.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
But he don't bring it like he don't just bam. I want everybody to just see this.
But I'm like, he did.
a lot of celebrities try.
No.
All I'm getting at is I'm saying, whether it be for a year or it be for 2 weeks, a lot of celebrities try to keep their kids away from the
No,
public.
I mean it's understand, but at one
No,
point,
that's a different- it's a difference.
everyone announces that they're having a kid.
Yeah.
They'll
Yeah.
keep the kid in
You won't
general.
see
out.
him.
and I get that part.
But you
at
won't
the
even
same
claim.
time, but at the same time, no, I would definitely claim my child no
But
matter
that's-
what. But
that's the thing.
I'm saying in his situation though, I think because of the fact that you got to understand too though, his situation with the class of the occupation of the woman and his endorsements, kind of. He look at. I think when he did that decision,
It's a business
and I'm trying not to offend people. But I'm looking at the money.
Regardless, there's no money that's gonna make me hide my child.
Right,
Exactly.
and I'm not saying that it's right.
It should-
but what I'm saying is,
We just gotta acknowledge the fact that he was.
Hidden.
Yeah, a lot of people are trying to say no, he wasn't, or I see why. Just acknowledge the fact that he purposely made sure that did not get out.
Yeah.
If he would have acknowledged it that way on the track, then I would have been fine with it.
But let me ask you this question: do you think that maybe because of his religious beliefs?
It has nothing to do with his religious belief.
Just a question.
Look what he's a rapper.
Just a question.
He's a rapper.
Don't shoot me. That's a question.
No, because some people try to use that as an excuse. Oh well, he did it because of it. No, because otherwise he wouldn't. If that was the case, he wouldn't be doing a lot of stuff he's doing. He's a rapper, bro.
Well, no, because you got to understand how the religion
Popping
works.
bottles.
But that's not against what he. That's not against them.
A religion, the
No,
way
I'm
that
saying
he.
his religion. All right, man.
No, I don't mean. I mean the way that he carries himself as a rapper. We know his religion.
As long as, like, see, now, if Pusha would have got a Lil Wayne and Birdman type photo of him, then we could be like, oh, yeah, nah, you done, you through. You finished and you done.
Nah, I think that this hits home with the female because it's already a narrative of black males don't take care of their kids. So I think
Well,
push
no.
that was
And that's
I'm gonna be real
another
with you.
topic.
I'm gonna be real with you. I'm gonna be real
that
with you.
is the next topic.
I'm gonna tell you like this. And you know what's gonna be a topic one day? Because the fact that I'm always the one in the middle of the room that's got the dark look on his face because of the fact that I'm the darkest one here. So it's good to see a light one mess up just once. I'm gonna take this victory.
Look, I'm gonna
take
take this victory.
I'm gonna take this victory.
Team dark skin, trying to take one for the team.
Yep. Now see, if only Tyrese wouldn't have fucked up that one time, would have been straight.
What did he fuck up?
Dre
What? You don't remember when Tyrese fucked up?
got drunk drinking wine coolers and spitting out that Dre's a
No,
billionaire.
no. You don't remember
no,
when he was up
that's-
there crying about how he couldn't pay all this money and shit, but he got a motherfucking.
Why is that fucked up?
Huh?
Why is that fucking up?
Because you up there crying to the road about how you don't have the money. Then you
See,
got
that's-
celebrities giving you money.
To me, that's an issue. I mean, that part.
Then you got
asking for money.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I was just trying to get endorsements by Snickers.
And then he making dark skinned brothers look bad as hell. Like good women would gosh over this nigga. It's like, nigga, come on, bro.
Yeah, that part
I used
was
to take
just like,
complimented when they be like, oh, you dark like. Oh no, don't tell me that shit no more.
nah, you better stand proud in your skin, bro. But with that, we're gonna go on to the next topic as far as the black fathers. So, do we believe the hype as far as there being an absence as far as black fathers? Just think about in your surroundings, like how you grew up, your family, your friends, other family, your friends' families. Are you in a situation to where you've seen it enough to the point where, oh, I don't really see the fathers around? Or are you in a situation to where he's like, bro, I can count on one hand how many fathers that aren't there?
Wait, rephrase that because I'm trying to catch the loop on that. You saying
Okay, so
how many fathers
it's
are
a
around?
narrative and it's being pushed as far as, and it's been a long time, as far as black fathers are never around.
Right.
Whether it's they're in jail, whether,
The stereotype.
yeah, the whole stereotype, they're in jail, they're dead, they leave. For whatever reason, they're not raising their kids. And that stereotype was used when some of these young black males were getting gunned down by the cops. Well, where are the black fathers? So do we actually believe that narrative that us as black males aren't being there for our families?
I'll put it to you like this on my view of it. It's like I see that the system, because of the fact that we're African American, is already that big X out the window, right? Like everybody knows about that big black mark. But being a male and being black, like we've been hunted forever. So of course our family households are a little bit corrupt, and not all of them, but I'm just saying like when you look at that what's the word, statistics, facts that you're looking at right there with that. I think more so that is based in more of like the old, because the older times, so like modernly as time has changed, I see a lot of fathers at the parks and stuff playing with their kids. They might not be with now the family might still be on that statistic of like, yeah, the mom and daddy ain't together. But I see, fathers all the time still in their kids' lives and doing what they got to do. You know what I mean? But
So if you had to look at your situation, your surroundings, are you looking and seeing like, I don't see these black fathers, or no, I see them? Like, because
yeah, I see them. Like,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying? I see men stepping up to the plate and doing what they're supposed to do. But, like I said, but at the same time, with the way that, the powers that be in the system, how it's configured, like, there's always that target on the male's back. And not to say that's not on the female's back, because it is, but it's like we were just discussing
it's a
earlier.
whole different target.
Yeah, there's a
Really,
different
isn't.
game to them. You see what I'm saying?
I know we try to save face as far as when it comes down to not woman bashing and stuff. There's not really a narrative to push that there's a target on a black female's back. There isn't. And from my perspective, and then we'll flow into yours, I grew up, I had male figures. My father was there, be it made that me and my sisters were, for the majority of the time, with my grandmother. My father was still there. My grandfather on his side there. My uncles there, through all their problems and everything there, present. And then my uncles on my mom's side there completely. So it's hard for me to sit back and say, well, where is this? I mean, oh yeah, they're not there. Because that's not what I see. What I do see is some inconsistencies as far as being consistently there, disciplining, and all that. So, as our generation, as far as from like 25 to 35, I'll say 25 to 35, I see about a good like 60 to 40, a 60-40 split, as far as men that are actively, consistently in their kids, and that's their life is formed around their kids now. When you have a kid, it's not a thing to where, okay, well, I can still do what I used to do, spend money on clothes. No, you got to buy your kids their clothes and all that, spend money on bills and all that or whatever. I can probably, out of my friends, probably count maybe 2 of them that are more selfish and they have kids. The rest are like, nah, bro, like, I got to take care of my responsibility. Yeah. So I was just sitting back like, wait, how is it that I hear this all the time as far as we're the black males and the families and stuff like that, but I know all of these in my surrounding, I know all of the black males, and I know how much they love their kids. So it's hard for me to sit and be like, okay, well, yeah, I agree with that narrative, because I can't find the evidence of it. And statistics will actually point towards, okay, well, they're not there. Yeah. I know people that are in jail, black males, that are still there for their kids.
But see, that's where they're getting the numbers from. It's not detailed to show those numbers saying, oh, X amount is due to incarceration, or X amount is due to death, or X amount is due to whatever the other causes or reason may be. It's just, when it comes down to this data stuff, it's cut and dry. It's black or white. There's no such thing in a computer world. There's no such
the number game.
Exactly, but
you got to everything.
But you got to give it what it's meant to do. Because it's like, you got to think about it. It's human beings that's controlling something to say, hey, we want you to go ahead and filter out the statistic and give us numbers so we can go ahead and explain this to people so they understand better. But then, like I said, there's always that gray area that's left out. And those are the people that's undecided, or it's just like they just didn't want to even show up. Yeah. And it's almost like, you look at it like just the polls, just exactly the same thing. It's like the people in the middle don't matter. That's what it is. It's who's saying yes, who's saying no. So in this picture, it's who's there and who's not there. So the ones that's there, those are the small percentage that end up, making it into college and, setting themselves up in a good position to be able to provide for their family. And then you have those other ones.
I see beyond that. I see people that, guys that are working just regular minimum wage jobs.
Well, I mean, that's what I mean. Like, it's people that's out there willing to grind and do the right thing compared to people that sometimes they're forced into doing the wrong thing. Okay. But at the same time, it's just like they got caught. It's one of those type of, if it comes to luck at that point, it's like, okay, there's people out there that have to go out there and slang an eighth in order to feed their kids, but then they end up getting shot by the cops because of a drug bust. So it's like, it's one of those things where it's like, statistics can't show you that. They can't show you real life interaction and human reaction.
So when they make the statement,
it's just
we're all the black males, they're not saying, okay, well, aside for the ones that we lock up for multiple years on petty crimes, aside from the ones that we're killing off, aside from the ones that are killing off each other's, where are the black fathers? That's what gets me, because if you look at the numbers, and there's a reason why I say I hate the numbers game. It's the same thing with sports. You can I hate the numbers game because the numbers do not tell everything.
Yeah, it don't tell everything.
They never address the fact that the black males that can be there physically are there.
Yeah.
The ones that you force out of a household, how are you counting that towards the ones that are capable and wanting to be there?
Yeah.
If you tell a male, okay, well, you and the kid's mother aren't able to come to a conclusion as far as how you guys are going to raise this kid, we're just going to give the rights to the mother, and then...
and that'd be the point where I hate the numbers game.
No, I feel you on that. But they don't count that. They don't look at the fact that it's like somebody punching somebody and then turning around and looking at the effects and blaming the effects on the effects. Like, you have a black eye. Why do you have a black eye? You just punched me, my nigga. Like, how do you sit there in jail black men kill black men and then allow other black men to kill each other and then say, on top of that, oh, where are you guys at?
Well, that right there should let people understand that our system is twisted. I mean, when they're asking questions, but they're rhetorical questions. But it's like, where are the black men? Oh, we know where they are, but do you know where they are?
But you know what? I seen something a while back when I was younger, and I noticed the switch up a little bit because, like we talk about the target on our backs, right? I used to grow up, I grew up around a bunch of foster kids for a little bit when, my parents would go to work, drop me off at daycare and shit. But long story short, there's this one gangster dude there, and I ain't gonna say no names, but, one thing I learned through this dude, I used to watch him, and it tripped me out because, he had work, you know what I'm saying, if you get what I'm talking about. And one thing that tripped me out is when he switched up because he, was in and out of jail. He came home one time and he was like, nah, I ain't going back. And he was serious because I guess he knew something that everybody didn't know. And what he did was he started having his woman do all the work. And he just sat there. And I noticed he was out for the longest time.
Well, yeah.
Didn't get caught, nothing. You know what I mean? And it tripped me out because it was like,
Because women and children are the easiest things to use.
Yeah, but women and children are the easiest thing to use, but it goes back to like what we're saying about, fathers that are there and fathers that aren't there.
Mm-hmm.
Like you talk about ones that are forced into a lifestyle and that he had strikes and all kinds. He couldn't get no regular job. But he wanted to be there for his kids, and he kept telling his kids, I'm not going back. But he wasn't going to be out the streets either.
But see, that's the thing.
You know what I mean?
See, but there you go. Those are like the small percentages that figure out how to beat the system. And it's almost, when you look at it, it's wrong.
Really,
okay?
how small is it, though? That's the part that I'm trying to address is how small is that percentage?
And that's the thing. You won't know unless these people, you get a poll and actually look for these specific things. Which they ain't, because to them, that's going to look as too much work.
I don't care to see a poll because I know what I see.
Whoa, easy on that poll. Pause. You don't care to see no poll.
Pause, okay. I still don't care to see them, but... yeah,
I learned my lesson.
I know what I see as far as in the community. Yeah. I know that we, as black male, don't always do the correct thing. Starting off, sometimes we get older and still don't do the correct thing. But from what I've seen, that's one thing that I don't really know too many people that are like, I got kids and I'm just not going to.
Yeah, and that's the funny thing. I guess you would say it's just those bad apples, because there's always a few bad apples out of every bunch that has that mentality. I mean, there are maybe a few people out here that don't, but it's not like one of those common things where it's just like you can walk up to like 1 out of every 3 black people and it's like, yeah, I know somebody like that. I know Johnny right down the street, type of stuff. Most people are going to be like, nah, like this dude's out here, whatever he's doing, whether it's clean or illegal, he's out here with the mentality of, I got to make sure that my baby's got diapers, they got food, they got a roof over their head. Like they able to wake up tomorrow and not think to themselves like, where's daddy at?
Yeah, that way. And then, so we'll move on to the next question. So with the males that are completely in the household, or it's 2 different ways. Okay, so you can be.
I've seen both sides.
Completely in the household, and then you can be somewhat outside of dual parent households, or somewhat outside of the household. How do you discipline as a male? How do you discipline your kids?
That is a very difficult thing to discipline while you're outside of the household, and I'm only speaking from a point of view, or pretty much a spectator. Let's put it like that, because I've never been put in that position because I don't have kids. Yeah. But like looking at it, it's not easy, just because of the fact that it's like the fact that you're not in the household.
It's not consistent.
It's not consistent, and it's almost one of those things where kids look at it as it's a time frame. So, okay, you can only tell me what to do until this time, because at this point I'm going back to mom's house. I'm going to do whatever the hell I want to do at that point. So it turns into one of those things where if both parents are on the same page,
it's not whatever they want to do, but whatever they're allowed to do. So we don't want to put that narrative out.
Yeah. Okay.
That moms let their kids do whatever they want to.
No, yeah, correct. So it's one of those things where there's two separate rules. So now you're confusing the kid because now it's like certain things that's okay at dad's place or when kids are with dad is different with mom. Yep. So it's like when there's that lack of communication in between now both parents are, well, I wouldn't say both parents, but what ends up happening is
you're splitting the kid's mind into an alter ego.
Exactly.
Now they got to play, you know what I'm saying?
They're left not and not only that it's the simple fact that
Split
you got
personality. That's what I was looking for.
You got to understand these kids are young, so it's like by you putting them in these adult situations, you're forcing them now to grow up more mature. Exactly. So now this is me personally. This is my opinion. This is where most of those daddy issues or stuff like that bubbles from is because you're forcing a kid now to make decisions or make judgment feelings on stuff that they should have no business even dealing with.
Yeah.
It was like me, I got lucky enough to be raised in a home where it's like my mom and dad were there. They disciplined me and my siblings. But then I've also seen on the other end where my siblings, they have a different dad from me. He was never around. So I had to see both sides of it where it's like, okay, a dad's not coming to even say happy birthday to you. But then you got another man coming in and playing that role. So it's like, I see how important it is for both parents to be on the same page because if you're not, I've seen that other side where it's just like now you have a kid that has trouble in school because he has attention issues or he feels like he always has to be paid attention to.
Yeah.
And I can tap onto that because it's like I'm lucky to have both of my parents back together, but for a minute they were apart. While I was little, they were apart. So to be under someone else that has no blood relation to you and have to listen to, you know, your family try to make them kind of like converse with them as if they're your real family. And you know, standing as a 9-year-old young man, like, oh, hold up.
No,
You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So I get what you're saying because it's like, yeah, because then, you know, when I go back with, you know, if I'm with my pops, it's one side, you know, it's these type of rules.
Yeah.
Go back with mom, it's the freedom.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, yeah, like when you go into school, you know, parent day pop up.
That's
you
confusing.
gotta, you know who you really want there, but at the same time, you know who's gonna show up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that way. I think, as far as discipline, I'm not gonna judge anybody as far as how they discipline their kid, but it has to be consistent.
Yeah.
So if it has to be a thought process. You know how you were raised. You know when you get to a certain age, you know some of the stuff that you didn't like and how it built your character, stuff like that. So you know. That's my issue. Like, I'm real hard on my oldest son. I'm real hard on him. And I think the main reason why is because he does a lot of the stuff that I'm like, dang, if I knew at that time that not to do this or to do that, then I wouldn't have been doing that or I would have been doing it that way or a certain way or whatever. So I'm like, I'm giving you game right now. You don't want to take it. Like, what's up? Like, I'm telling you to do this.
And that's when the grandparents go, see? Now you see yourself? You see yourself?
I know I was trouble. I'm still trouble. I know I'm trouble. Yeah, but it was the consistent thing. Like, so with my dad, it was kind of the same situation as far as I'm going from one household to another household. So I'm old enough to where I can say that I used to get whoopings and all that. So I got discipline. It wasn't no standing in a corner or nothing like that. It's been times to where when I got old enough and I was feeling myself, it was okay, well, you go find you something to eat. Not for my dad, but with my dad, I think the most he's ever done is thump me. Like his thumps cold, man, right in the forehead, just right. I remember we did my cousin like that, and she didn't know what the hell to do. Yeah, it's enough though. Like it's enough to where you know, okay, I'm not messing with him. I'm not gonna do whatever.
Where the fingernail catch you right
in
the
middle.
spot.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, well, that's all he had to do. My grandma was real kind of country, and me and my cousin, when she passed, the first thing that me and him both was like, hey, where that saw at?
What?
A saw. So I'm 9 years old. My son is 10 right now.
Yeah.
I'm 9 years old, and then I'm in the backyard. We have peach trees, lemon trees, and all that in the backyard. And there would be nothing wrong with the trees, but my grandma would send me out. I'm the only boy.
Cut a switch?
No cutting no switch. Cut that branch off. The branch like that thick.
Ooh, get you all strong.
A rusted Arrested Saul.
That ain't gonna be. You were like all there all day.
Bro, when I got into like middle school, everybody's like, "How you get your chest like
exactly
on me?"
I'm like,
so,
yo,
and it was funny because my cousin is like a good 10 years younger than me, and it's funny to have that same experience because me and him are the only boys that were out there a long time with my grandma. So it's funny that he had the same experience and he values that experience the same way that I value that experience. So it's funny how I got an experience with my grandma and my mom, and then an experience with my dad. My dad, like, the main thing he taught me was figure it out. Like, on me, like, anything, like, if somebody says, that's why I can do so many, I'll figure out, like, cars, building things and whatever. I'm not finna go pay somebody something that I can figure out myself. Yeah. So, and it's cool that my son's picking that up, and it's more of him just watching me, like, oh, okay, we don't have to go pay somebody to do that. Oh, daddy did it this way? Okay. So that's what I got a lot from my dad. And then the other part was, and I think that I'm seeing that now, I learned at his later stages, not what to do, but the downfalls of a black male. So my dad drunk towards the end, and I was with him a lot. So towards the end, it was a thing to where I could see all the negative things, and I didn't understand why. Yeah. So that goes into my next question is, as a black male, do we stress more than females in general, other males in general? And is that killing us off a lot quicker?
I think it depends on the individual, because that there is because everybody's their own man at the end of the day. Like you could ask me that or him that or yourself that, and we're gonna all have different answers. Because of the simple fact that it depends on how you value your life and how you value yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because
no, it has to do with the type of road that you took to get you to this point.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, as far as
what's that catchphrase? Choose wisely.
Well, sometimes you don't have a choice in certain things.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
like it's your path that you take.
But then that's when you rely back on what your self-esteem,
your upbringing and all that. Yeah. Well, I see that that's kind of like
your self-morale.
It kind of goes towards the question, but at the same time, it kind of goes against the question because stress is presented, and then the way that you deal with the stress is it builds your character and everything like that.
And that's why I'm saying, like, some of your upbringing might determine, like, so for example, I hate using their name. Okay, Lonzo Ball, his upbringing compared to the upbringing of, let me think of another person, Paul Pierce. All right, Paul Pierce. Come on now, he was born and raised in the hood, and then you got Lonzo Ball.
Went to Dorsey High, didn't he?
I want to say that. Don't quote me on that.
I
believe so. It was one of those South Central schools. But point is, it's just like you look at the upbringings, and then it's like you look at the man that those upbringings created. Exactly. So it's just like certain stress. Paul Pierce could probably look at certain things that one of the Ball families, goes ahead and something for them might be like, oh, they lock their keys in the car. Oh, okay. But Paul Pierce is like, ducking and dodging drive-bys or dealing with certain type of hoods and walking into the wrong area. So it's just like, when you look at it, it's really about where you came from and where you started from, and that kind of dictates how you dealt with stress. Either that or you just had a really good maid or a very good therapist that just was there every second.
Yeah, to kind of like...
And that would probably be Squarespace. Hit us up on the promotion, Squarespace.
Are we getting paid for Squarespace?
I don't know, but I'm trying to get that shit popping, bro. Hey, somebody got to do it. Got to call people out. Rattle the cages. But yeah, I mean, overall, I think like the stress level, you got to look at it as where it was that person or what did that person go through. Because certain lessons will teach you how to deal with certain stress.
Yeah.
I just know as a black community, we all, I think, male deal with a whole lot of stress just because of the stereotype. And then not only that, it's like when we go for certain things or we try to strive for greatness, we always got to have that mentality of pushing 3 times harder than the next man to us. Yeah. So
you queued up already?
Mm-hmm.
So I'll just make this last statement real quick and then you can close out if you want to. I don't know whose song it was on, but it caught me. And it kind of goes with a lot of the stuff that's going on with the youth. Like, I don't understand why the youth is stressing at such an early age, but I think it was J. Cole.
Mm-hmm.
Check your strong friend. Check on your strong friend.
Oh, okay.
So you always got that friend in the group that's just you don't never see them really kind of worried or nothing like that and all that whatever. I'm a how you say it? I'm not gonna rebuttal. It's I'm gonna repeat it. Just basically check on your strong friend, because it's a lot of people out here that are walking around in that stress, that silent killer. We got to be more aware of that.
But the funny thing about that is sometimes I hate to say this. Sometimes that Drake album be cracking them strong friends, because some of the because when they alone and they listen to some of them Drake songs, it's just like
you start seeing that little sauce side come out.
Exactly, because sometimes it taps into certain memories and stuff like that. But
everybody's done messed up and had a hit of X drunk once.
Hey, you gotta wait. Nah, that's the best thing. Like I said, y'all might. I don't know about you, Neil. I know you listen to a lot more rap. I listen to a lot of R&B strictly for that reason. Because if I'm listening to a lot of rap, that my mood is gonna be that. I'm gonna be real aggressive.
The frequency's always the frequency's always like that's true too. Because like it's just like me. Like depending on what I'm doing, obviously the music has to match the mood. But what I'm thinking, obviously I have to listen to some type of brain food. You know what I'm saying? So I get what you're saying on that, because it's like if I'm sitting there and I'm like just trying to go through life's courses, something's got me up but something's got me down, then yeah, of course R&B might be my track, because it's like it's telling you about true life experience, stuff you can actually listen to and use as brain food. You know
I've always gravitated toward more R&B
than rap.
I mean,
I love rap. It's just that if I'm at work listening to rap and somebody come and tell me to go cover somebody else's side, you might get the wrong answer from me.
Yeah. Motherfucker, cover your own shit.
Say, look.
I'll tell you, because I'm the same way. Like if I'm like back in the day, like when I used to skate, like I told you guys, like man, when it came to rap, if it wasn't something like Lil Jon and East Side Boy, something.
Yeah, you
like,
need to get hyped
UGK,
up. You have to hype yourself
didn't want to
up,
hear it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got it there, folks. Sometimes you listen to rap to rough a nigga up. Sometimes you listen to R&B, get some of them feelings out. Either way you look at it, make sure when you listen to the music, you got good vibes, good positivity, and keep your head up, like Pac said.
And that's not up for discussion either.
There you go.
Yeah.